Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. Bit of a random one, this one. I was just sitting outside in the sun. Unfortunately, it's windy AF, so I'm a little concerned about. I don't know if there's any more bushfires today, but it's the worst weather you could possibly have for them. So yeah, fingers crossed there's no new ones started or anything like that. But yeah, I've got one here from Bells Beach Brewing. It's part of their Tidal Shift series, which is their limited releases. They're always sort of different beers. So this one's a West Coast IPA called Full Boost, and it's 6.4%. It's got some pretty rad can artwork. Looks very cool. So it's like the brewery truck sort of flaming off into the distance with the kegs on the back. I'll read what it says on the back. If I can read it, it's very tough. No, I'm not even going to bother with that. That's the writing on the, it's really hard to sort of read. In the right lighting, I'd be able to, but not here. Anyway, so yeah, West Coast IPA. Don't know if it's got terpenes or anything like that. I know this brewery do use that sort of stuff. Yeah, let's get into it. I did have a glass from them, but unfortunately the logo disappeared. This is just a standard glass, so yeah, nothing special. And I'm going to do a review later on tonight. Probably looking like I'll do the 4 January beers from Future. But yeah, this is obviously my first beer for the day. Just been taking it easy. Cheers, Phil. Cheers, Dan. Good to see you. You've been up all night, Phil. So it looks more of like a modern West Coast IPA. Sort of looks like a lager. So I'm guessing more of sort of a bready, biscuity malt. Very carbonated. It's actually very, very lively. The head on it's sort of a little wishy-washy. I'd say, yeah, 1 to 2 finger head, but yeah, it's not, it looks like it's going to disappear pretty quick. I would say a slight chill haze there. It is a West Coast, so yeah, it is relatively clean. I mean, I can see through it, but it's just, yeah, slightly sort of foggy. Body's probably light to medium. I would say carbonation's medium. And yeah, the colour's like probably like a dark straw. Let's go a whiff. You're getting like a mixture of tropical and citrus fruit. I feel like there's, yeah, some pineapple, some passion fruit, orange, grapefruit. Cheers, Juzzy. Good to see you, brother. There's a touch of pine there, but it's not like really strong. Cheers, Brett. Good to see you. How windy is it today, boys? It's phenomenal. This is the exact type of weather where bushfires just go rampant. The same area in the Otways Forest, in the sort of area I'm in, they had like horrendous bushfires last week. They're probably still burning. Anyway, now they've got flash flooding and there's roads closed off due to water. Like, that's how fucked Australia is. Cheers, Susie. Like, talk about 4 seasons in one day. The wind is phenomenal. Like, I can't believe how loud it is. Yeah, maybe like a grassy sort of touch, floral. Like it was so nice sitting out in the sun, but yeah, when it's that windy, it's just like you get over it pretty quick. Plus the flies were really bad. And then you'll get people like, say, Susie in the chat and a couple of others I've been talking to lately. You guys are probably like absolutely freezing, covered in snow. Yeah, blizzards and stuff. It's so insane. Like when you're hanging out with people on the other side of the globe, and it's like completely different weather. Yeah, I'm sort of hoping there's more of that piney sort of foresty quality with this on the palate. Not getting much of it on the nose, but we'll see how we go. That was the can art artwork too for those that just come in. I reckon that's pretty cool. Big truck with like it's almost like it's on the nitro or something, and the kegs are going flying off the back. So yeah, Bells Beach Brewing are based in Torquay. And that's where, if anyone's seen the movie Point Break, when they talk about the huge waves in Australia, that's where Bells Beach is. It's one of the like most popular surf spots in the world. So yeah, that's pretty cool how they've named the brewery after the beach. So it obviously works in their favour. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Okay, let's get into this beer anyway. So yeah, as I said, first beer for the day. It's Saturday afternoon over here. I'll do 4 beers tonight on a live review. I'm gonna have some dinner and that first. So cheers. Definitely piney. Actually, way more piney than I expected. Yeah, cheers, Steve. Yeah, I was outside with the dogs earlier. I had a couple of cans just sitting next to me on the seat because I was ready to take a photo. I was taking a heap of photos of beers I'm about to review over the sort of coming days. And they're all full, obviously, not unopened. And I had them just sitting on the ground. And like it was so windy, it was just blowing the full cans over. I'm like, fucking hell. The old back splat. Yeah, you put on like you're just about to go out or something, you put on a new pair of jeans and you go out for a piss outside, and next minute it blows back at you all over your crotch. Cheers, Panda. Where's your usual little catchphrase you have? Hit that like button too, peeps. We've got to try and get that algorithm going again because I've been away for a couple of weeks. I mean, like there it is. Sup, player? Yeah. No, I don't think it affected me too much. There's some people that'll go away off YouTube for a couple of weeks and they come back and their channels just up the shit real bad. But yeah, probably because my channel's relatively new, probably doesn't affect you as much. And maybe because I was still interacting with others, like watching other people's stuff and commenting and all that shit. Pardon me. Wow. Yeah, it's actually really piney, really dry and bitter on the finish. It's not really dank. It's not sort of like cannabis, like weedy or anything like that. It's just more of like a dry, sort of real intense pine. And then, yeah, probably more, as far as the fruits go, it's probably more citrusy on the palate than tropical. I definitely got like a passion fruit pineapple sort of thing on the nose, but not so much on the flavour. I tell you what, it's good having beers again, but yeah, I just got to be very careful. don't want to get into it too much, and because I've got to be very careful with this whole swelling thing because we still don't know what the go is. So I could I could one day get into the beers and have a few, and then all of a sudden I start swelling up again in my legs, and it's like, yeah. So I've just got to be very careful with the amount of liquid I have. So that's how it all started. I went to work on Monday last week, and yeah, my feet, I couldn't even get them in my work boots. I'm like, that's not good. Oh god, yeah, you need to get her out of there, man. It's ridiculous. So, is anyone else having a drink? Anyone got any plans for the weekend? I got to start work early Monday, so I was going to say first day back, but yeah, I worked last Monday. So yeah, I had the little bit of time off over Christmas, went back to work for one day, and then I've had another nearly 2 weeks off just due to this shit that happened. So I should be refreshed. I probably don't look as tired as what I have in the past. I don't talk about work on here, bro. I just try to keep that private. I generally don't talk about what I do for work, where I work, or like where I live. I mean, I talk about roughly where I live, but just not the exact location. Just some things I like to keep private because you can get some fuckwits on here that, yeah, cause problems for you. Cheers, Joe. I'm sure you're having a beer, brother. You on a VB or a Vine Stefana? How good was Boydo's video with his mum? That was sensational. Yeah, that was one thing that was good, Joe. When I was like off work, I was so fucking bored because I'm used to being on the go all the time and hardly ever home. And that if I am home, I'm either like doing chores, like or on YouTube or sleeping because I just don't have much time. But yeah, because I had all this time, I'm like, fuck, what do I do with myself? So I've actually been catching up on shitloads of like YouTube, just watching heaps of mate stuff and other stuff I wanted to catch up on. And obviously, because I'm only relatively new to Boydo's channel, I went back and watched practically every video he's done. Ugh. They're definitely just greedy fuckers. Oh, what is there? Tell me this, Phil. Are there other families having problems there as well? Like, are there other people in the same situation where they're trying to get in contact with? I guess you probably don't really hear about it if you've seen it. Like, if you go there and there's someone else there and they're like, all I want to do is see my mum or something like that, you'd sort of know the same things going on. But cheers, Evie. How windy is it, mate? It's fucking insane. Beers and cricket. Yep. Yeah, that's fucked. Yeah, it's just such a likable character. That's the thing, though, that I mean, he's a decent guy. Like, he's really friendly, and you can tell he's really genuine too. Like, it's not just put on. He'd be the exact same in real life and that. But yeah, the thing that makes the channel so likable is the fact that he goes out and about and explores these places. Like, it just makes it so cool. It's like you feel like you're there with him. He just lives in such a good spot where he can do that. Yeah, his mum had a bit of what do you call it? Sort of like she's got a bit of attitude, but in a good way. Like, definitely an outgoing type, pretty confident, but got that sort of like brash, sort of like a I don't know, like a stubborn sort of humor. Like, yeah, she wouldn't take any shit, I reckon. It was just a good insight into his like. You sort of got to know him a bit better too, like because you when you'd watch his videos and that, you'd sort of wonder what the go was with his mum and dad and all that sort of stuff, and then it's sort of like, yeah, he come out with the fact that his dad passed away and his grandpa passed away and his mum lives. He used to live with his mum, but now she lives somewhere else, and so it sort of gives you more perspective into what's going on in his life. It's the same with like his work and that. Like he said, how there's been times where he's like coming out of Dan Murphy's and he's like, "Oh, I'm knackered. I don't like doing these 6 or 8 hour shifts." And you're like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" He goes, "I just like doing 4 hour shifts." And it sort of makes you think, "Oh, is he a bit lazy or something?" But then he's like, "No." He says how he does the garbage stuff in the mornings and then does that. So if anything, he's working more than anyone else. So I remember seeing him once going, "Oh, I just like doing the 4 hour shifts." I'm like, "Oh god." Yeah. Really? Fuck. Here in Southwest Victoria, it's fucked. Like, it's that bad down in the, Lawn and Apollo Bay and all those places. They're all like practically shut off. You can't get through because all these trees are falling down and flash flooding and all this shit. The Otways is fucked at the moment. If it's not burning down, it's fucking water everywhere. Yeah, I said to him because I've been like messaging, or not messaging, but commenting on his videos. So he's probably getting to sort of know who I am. And when I had that shit go down in hospital, he wrote on one of my things. He's like, "Oh, I hope you get better soon." So he obviously knows who I am and stuff. And anyway, yeah, I said to him that I've referred a few people to go check out his shit, just because I've been enjoying it so much. Yeah, that's amazing. It's like out of all the weather we've had with the fires lately, today's probably the windiest day I've experienced. Yeah, it would be good. I have said to him that, yeah, like I've been to Sydney a couple of times and I hope to go there again. And yeah, imagine like me taking him around the ale trail or something like that. That'd be great. I'd love to drink stouts with him just to have him drinking stuff that's like a bit different that he's not used to. Because I reckon if you got him into some decent stouts, I feel like you'd really enjoy them. You can tell he just doesn't like juice beers, and that's fair enough. Like, they're not my favourite either. But yeah, like he loves a West Coast IPA, so I know I could definitely guarantee him like some good ones to try out and stuff. Yeah, that'd be cool. Have you talked to him about me at all, Joe? Because I thought, oh, maybe you'd said something to him, and that's sort of how he sort of knows who I am. Nah, it's fucked, Evie. We need it to get thrown in the bin. It's not good at all, mate. It practically, you know how like when I do live streams, Evie, and every now and then we'll start getting a little bit political, just talking about how stuff like immigration needs to settle down and talking about the Bondi stuff and just shit like that. Like we won't even be able to talk like that anymore. That's how bad this bill's going to be. You just start to really minor talk about anything like that, and they're going to start tracking it down, and yeah, it's going to be scary. So we really hope that it doesn't go ahead because it's going to suck in so many ways. And then if there's ever another disaster like there was a few weeks ago, it's like we're just going to have to suck it up and like not even be able to comment on it. Like it's yeah, it's fucked. It's really turning into a communist nation, the old Australia. I don't like it. Yeah. Cheers, Phil. At least if I go to jail for 5 years, I don't have to pay rent. I might actually get ahead in life. I'd certainly be one of those people. If I went to prison, I'd work while I was in there. I wouldn't be just sitting around. I'd go fucking crazy. But yeah, what a joke. You got all these particular people, we all know who they are, that are breaking into people's homes at night and getting locked up and then let out the next day, and they just get away with it. And then like someone like me will get in trouble just for speaking my mind. Yeah. Oh, just next time you chat to him, just mention the fact that me and you are mates and you've been on the panel a few times, and just so he sort of gets to know me a bit more. I feel like me and him would get on really well. It'd be awesome, yeah, the three of us having a drink together. Yeah, for sure. I just like at the end of the day with my channel, I always just all I wanted it to be was to form a community with people worldwide. And at first, I never really thought of Australia because all the people that I hung out with were either Americans, Canadians, or like UK. So I just thought, oh, it's never really going to be a thing where I'm hanging out with all these Australian beer tubers and stuff. And then, yeah, obviously I formed my own channel, which was like, yeah, probably a year and a half ago or something. And then obviously the algorithm picks you out more towards Australian people. So then all of a sudden, all these locals started sort of chiming in and watching my stuff. And then I was like, oh, this is cool. It's good to have Aussie people, and I can actually go live whenever I want now instead of like fucking 7 in the morning drinking beers and all that shit. So yeah, it's like it's opened it up now, and I've got sort of friends in all these different places. So not only now when I travel to like the States and the UK and that, I've got really close friends that I can stay with. But now, even if I just do a quick trip to a city in Australia somewhere, it's like I've got people I could just like message and go, hey, do you want to catch up for a beer? And that's like, that's what it's all about. Yeah. I love the word grog. I told him he's got to start using the term hashtag proper glassware because he's like me. He loves having beers in the proper glasses. Like he's like, oh no, it just makes the beer taste better. I'm like, yep, I agree. Because I told him on my reviews, I always try, like if it's craft beer, like say Mountain Culture, for example, I've always got a Mountain Culture glass or Range or Banks or Boat Rock or any of them. Like there's so many glasses I own. I tell you what, the more I drink this, it's getting like so bitter and dry. It's almost taken like the coating off my tongue. And that the one thing with Boydo, like you can tell he's a real perfectionist when it comes to his filming and like the settings and all that stuff. And I'm like not like that at all. So that's something like that would be a completely different world. But then like we'd sort of bounce off each other because my knowledge of like the beer scene in general, like in Australia and like craft beer and that, my knowledge would be a lot more than what his is. So yeah, there's like different things that would work in our favour, like helping each other out. Ah, you and your food, bro. You've always got something good on the go. I had yeah, I've got a the old chook from the supermarket, the old bachelor's handbag. I've just been making chicken sandwiches. I was gonna have steak for dinner, but I might have that tomorrow night. But yeah, tonight I'm thinking the 4 January beers from Future. I'm pretty excited for them. I just wanted to do a 4 show last night and a 4 show tonight because it'll get through a lot of beers. And it's good too because I've just come back, so it gives people a chance to chime into my lives because they go for longer because I've got a couple of beers on the go. Yeah, it reminded me of System of a Down. Then trying to build a prison. Song is it song 1 or song 2 of Toxicity? I think it's song 1. We're trying to build a prison. Whew. Yeah, I told you how I voted for the top 100 beers and the top 100 hottest the Triple J. I always find the beer one hard because in my opinion, the best beers for the year are always limited editions. But then you've got like Mountain Culture and some of these other breweries that just push their core range really hard, and it's like the core range beers are always the ones that people vote for. So it sort of sucks. Like, I mean, Status Quo, in my opinion, is a fucking great core range beer. It's one of the best beers, but there's no way that Status Quo is a better beer than something like Citra Fields from Banks or Yo-Yo Enthusiast from Range, or even like a lot of Mountain Culture's limited releases. Like that's what sort of sucks about that competition. I think it feels to me it feels like that competition's more set up for just your commoner that only drinks sort of core range beers and doesn't really step outside the box. I guess at the end of the day, that's probably what the Triple J Hottest 100's a bit like. It's certainly not as it used to be real alternative, but now they have all this fucking stuff that's in the mainstream on there, which annoys me. Because now the mainstream stuff like Kendrick Lamar and that sort of shit ends up winning the hottest 100, and then you've got like some awesome Aussie artist that's never going to get on commercial radio coming like second or third, and it just doesn't seem fair. I put the 2 Sleep Token songs I liked the most. Unfortunately, they weren't in the voting. I had to add them, so they're not going to do any good. But my 2 favourite Sleep Token songs off Arcadia was Arcadia and Look to Windward. So that piano ballad and the opening tune, they're my 2 favourite songs off that album. So I had them as 1 and 2, and then I had Bad Omens Spectre. And then 4th and 5th, I had Ocean Alley, the one we were talking about last night, and one of the songs by the Wombats. So that was my top 5. Apart from that, I had like Ruby Fields, Matt Corby, maybe King Lizard or something like that. I can't remember really, but yeah, that was sort of my top 10. And then for my top 5 beers, I had to put Status Quo in there because I don't know, I feel like that's all they push for, mountain culture. But my beer of the year was Citra Fields by Banks because that's fucking phenomenal beer. I had Rangers Yo-Yo Enthusiasts for the same reason. It's just a fucking absolute cracker every time they re-release it. So yeah, Banks, Range, Mountain Culture. What else did I have? I think I had White Bay's Czech Pilsner. I'm a big fan of that beer. Oh, and Hop Nation Rattenhund. That's a fucking banging Hellas. See that's the sort of beer I'd love to send to Boydo, or if I ever caught up with him. Hop Nation's Rattenhund. It's like a German Pilsner or a Hellas, and it's fucking like elite level. So good. So yeah, hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. I'll wrap this up shortly, and I will be back for a lengthier, more exciting stream. I'm looking forward to these future beers. I'll pull it up on Facebook just to see what they are. My dog's behind me snoring his head off. So if I can do this. These are the beers that I'll be reviewing later. Can you see that? So it's a double dry hopped hazy pale, a double dry hopped Cali IPA, and then you got Jungle Juice, which is a fairly big hazy IPA, and Ton Up has got a bit of hype to it. That's another hazy, but I think it's like a triple or something. It's been getting real good reviews, Ton Up, and I like the cricket theme to it. That's pretty cool. Hopefully that worked and you could see it. I'm gonna have a bite to eat. It'll probably be in about an hour or so, I reckon. Something like that. Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool. I'll show you too the beer that Craig Molson, that's quite often in the chat, that's English, but he lives in Sydney at the moment. He sent me a beer. It is This one here. I've just sort of taken photos of all the beers I've got coming up to review. I've been having trouble with my phone, so I was able to take a heap of photos of beers, and now I don't have to worry about it for a while. So that there. So that is a bourbon barrel aged imperial stout. I think it's like 14%, and it's just called dash 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 K. So fuck. It's pretty cool. And then yeah, you've got that one, Into the Place Beyond the Pines. So that's a beer where they use spruce tips, pine. They actually pour the beer like the liquid down the branch of a tree, and like it's really full on. So it's like the most sort of foresty type beer you'll ever get. And then yeah, Banks have got a West Coast IPA, One Drop and Parrot Dog hazy IPA, and then Shapeshifter. I've got a hazy and a West Coast. I think that was about it. Yeah, and there's the brackets that I did last night. Pretty cool. Another YouTube channel to check out is Smashed Sydney. Yeah, okay, I'll check it out, dude. That's the thing. There's so many fucking good channels out there, and you don't even know about them. There's a lot of shit out there too. But yeah, a score for this one. I mean, I've definitely had better from Bells Beach, but this is still pretty decent. It's just not a. It's like a solid West Coast IPA. It's just not like some of their beers. I've thought, fuck, they're getting better and better, these guys. But this one's just sort of like. I'd probably go. I'd say like maybe a 4.15 out of 5, something like that. Their best beer I've ever had from them was a black IPA. I absolutely rated it. Like it was so good. I think I gave it like a 4.6 or something. I remember one of the brewers watched the review and he was like quite happy with it. Yeah, definitely. Oh, cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. If I lived in Melbourne, I'd definitely get a setup where I could do the same thing, just wander the streets and go to bars. And I mean, there's still a chance it could happen. I don't enjoy where I live now, but yeah, it's just all about that relocating and have the money to do so and the right job as well. But yeah, I'm going to head off, guys. Thanks for chiming in. As I said, if you haven't hit that thumbs up, please do so. And yeah, I'll be back. It'll be roughly about an hour, something like that. Because yeah, last night's stream was 4 beers, and I think it went for about 3 hours or so. So it's probably going to be similar again later on. So yeah, thanks again, and I'm pretty keen. I'm a hungry boy. So yeah, we'll see you a bit later. Cheers, legends.